looky here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
We'll just see where it goes. We'll just jump in the boat and see where the creek takes us. That's the name of this episode, too. Jump in the boat, go where the creek takes us. Episode 182 for the It's Pat and JT podcast. Thanks to Kugler Vision for supporting our podcast. Their website, kuglervision.com. Here you go sign up for the consultation. And when you do, you are in to win something that can really benefit your favorite teacher, your favorite school. August 30th is when they're going to give this away, August 30th, 2019. So go to their website, get the consultation. You go in and actually get the consultation. You could win $250 worth of school supplies for your favorite school or teacher.
Yes.
And then a $100 gift card for them to use on whatever they want, school supplies if they want to. And then $150 for you to take your friends to the mark. And you know, it's a win-win for everybody.
Or you can keep it all for yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to share with anybody.
Or re-gift it. You can give that.
Oh, that'd be a great present too.
Yeah, give it to your lover. Give it to your best friend. Give it to whoever.
Oh my God. All right.
Is there anybody on the planet that says the word lover and they're serious? Lover is the creepiest. It's in the top 5 creepy. I know we've talked about the words before, but lover is one of the grossest. Who's this? This is my lover. Nobody says that.
I'm trying to remember who I've ever heard even use the word.
This century or even last century, it was like I've taken a lover. Like I'm not British.
Maybe in Italy they say it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm trying to find some of there was a list of all the creepy words. Creepy, we've talked about them before though. But never mind. That's all right. We'll get away from that. I'd rather you not say that anymore anyway. So
lover? So gross.
Yes. No, I was reading some of the stories earlier about what's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein case, which is just mind-boggling.
It's crazy, and it's hard not to go down wormholes when it comes to this. And you start believing all these crazy theories, and I don't even know what to believe.
Probably, the simplest explanation is that he did hang himself. But then again, there's still so many things wrong with it because of the fact that the guards weren't checking on him, the cameras didn't work. There was claims of, and I'd heard a couple people talking about, there were claims that he was screaming, yelling and screaming going on. But then the story I heard about that was the other inmates were trying to get somebody's attention because he hung himself. And so they were yelling for the guards to come. He wasn't. But then they were saying, well, he was screaming because he was getting murdered.
Right. So then there's an explanation for every single thing on both sides.
Yeah. And the autopsy results did show that he had bones broken in his hyoid bone in particular was broken in his neck, but in strangulation, and usually that happens in murder, homicide. But by hanging himself because he's older, it would be more likely that happened in the process. I think the one story there's a couple of them actually. I don't
know if it was we mentioned on the podcast or if you just mentioned it, but the whole camera situation is that you can on your phone right now log on and see Jack at doggy daycare, right?
Yeah.
The cameras are working. This is a correctional institution supposed to be watching people that are suicidal, high profile inmates, and the cameras weren't working. Give me a break.
He is. I would say I can't even imagine any other criminal El Chapo, right? That was high profile.
Right.
Everybody in the world knows what's going down.
Right.
And he's got tons of information you don't want him to die with, and we got to keep him alive. Although they have brought up that he probably should have been in a safe house. He should have been taken somewhere else where he was kept under. He was the only one they were guarding, and
for sure
keeping him alive, making sure where he is, and protecting him. But keeping their eye on him.
And it doesn't make sense to the theory, although it's super like Hollywood and sexy and stuff to think that it was a fake murder and now he's real, or a fake death and now he's hidden somewhere. But all the government would have to do, it would make complete sense for them to say he is no longer here. He's being kept in protective custody at an offset. We'd be like, oh, got it. Makes total sense. They wouldn't need to fake anything. They would. Why? Because then he comes back.
Yeah.
He comes back in afterwards and we're like, well, why'd you do that? What's the drama of that?
I think that, because there were stories right after the fact, and we maybe mentioned it too, that you saw some posts from people that were on some of the some of the boards that are out there. And one mentioned that, I don't want to say who I am, but and it sounded like they worked at the facility in some capacity, and that they had witnessed the resuscitation efforts, and that he'd been taken by an ambulance, but nothing was on the log about this in the middle of the night, like at 1 a.m. And then it was announced later, and then they said that somebody else took his place, and he was taken out, and somebody else.
What?
And they swapped the bodies or something like that. So he was taken somewhere, and they had somebody else who looked just like him, and there were even pictures of his ears are different. If you look at the pictures,
I've heard that,
right? Yeah. So they're trying to say that they took him, but if that were the case, that they did take him in the middle of the night, why have another body? I guess really it would have just been that he disappeared and then announced later he is at an undisclosed location. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah,
but
they would go through all that other stuff.
But yeah, it's just there are too many reasons why somebody would want him offed, and they're finding more reasons every day when they're going through the stuff. They said that entire island where he had Little St. James, I think it was called Little St. James, the entire island was bugged and under camera surveillance. There was hardly any place you could go on that island.
You mean so the people that he brought there, he had stuff on them?
Everybody. Whether you knew it or not. Every room had a camera. There's a snapshot of what's believed to be one of the young girls had posted, that was a young girl at the time, a few years back. There's a picture that she had posted, and they're saying this is what's alleged. No proof, but after hearing that they'd searched the place and they've seen so many cameras everywhere, it's probably true. But it was like a huge monitor, and it had probably 15, 20 camera views on it, and you could just go through, you could see every room.
That is so gross.
Every room and hallway, and you could see it on the...
And those were put up probably just to get evidence on people so they would keep their mouth shut.
After the fact, yeah. Because then after the fact, it's like, oh, by the way, if... they needed something from somebody, I would imagine. Because that's where they're alleging that's where he got most of his money. Because he really didn't do anything else. He worked at a college for a while, and he said he was a hedge fund manager. But a lot of times if somebody asked for his help, he would turn people down because he really wasn't managing a hedge fund.
Yeah.
He was more than likely getting money from people to protect them, so to speak.
So it's like totally the mob. It was the mob.
That's what it sounds like. It is. It's fascinating. Did you see that picture too? That supposedly it was hanging right inside the front door. It's Bill Clinton in a blue dress.
But what? Bill Clinton in a blue dress hanging right outside the door of the house on the island?
Among the items that they had confiscated. And this was this prominently displayed, and they call it a freakish painting of Bill Clinton. And it's an odd oil painting, and they're saying that it shows Bill Clinton in a blue dress sitting in a chair in the Oval Office. And it's just this bizarre picture, which apparently it's the original painting, which is called Parsing Bill, was done by an artist in Manhattan. And this bizarre painting turned up, it was there. It says, in 2012, as a grad student at the New York Academy of Art, I painted pictures of presidents. Bill Clinton, George Bush, is part of my master's thesis. This is from the artist. And Bush is part of the, they did the Bush pictures, and then apparently when the school put on a fundraiser in Tribeca, they sold the painting to one of the attendees, had no idea who the buyer was at the time. And with most of the paintings that I have, I lost track of it. And it was 7 years ago, for Pete's sake. So it was a huge surprise when it showed up in Epstein's house.
Yeah.
And it was just this random picture called Parsing Bill that was in his townhouse in Manhattan. Just one of the random things that they found that he picked up somewhere. And it's I don't know if you can see it from there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so weird. Great legs, though.
Well, yeah. So, but it's just so random, just the life that he was leading and the things that he had in his home. It's just very dark and just so
scary,
odd. Yeah. Yes, definitely. And then that island.
And to think you have that kind of money and an island where you could do so many great fun things with all that money, but if you wouldn't have the money, you wouldn't have the money had you not had that dark side.
Exactly. That's the thing. He has the money because of what he does and because of what other people wanted to do. and that's how he ended up with the money. So they're still moving forward, though. They said that even though he's dead, that doesn't stop things.
Right. I would think there's going to be plenty of evidence to get these other people, if there is enough evidence to get these other people. They don't need
They've already
him.
talked to other. I think they've already talked to several other people. They've already had the DOJ has already talked to several people and gone through the interview process even before he died. They'd talked to a lot of people, so they already had a lot of evidence before they brought him in.
Okay, that's good.
And with his passing, also everything now is open. Everything's up for grabs, so they can go through the whole island, talk to everybody. They can go through his whole house. Well, they already had that. And his girlfriend, I think she was at one time, but she's not anymore. What's her name? Ghislaine? It's Ghislaine? I'm not sure. She disappeared for a while. There were reports that she was in one place, and when they went to find her, she wasn't there. And then it was like, well, where'd she go? And then somebody said they saw her at an In-N-Out Burger in California. And it's just all this random stuff. But yeah, there's still a lot to unpack when it comes to that case.
It's sad that when you hear something in the news or something on, you hear something breaking of this magnitude, you just don't believe anything that anybody says. I don't know if that's just getting older, you just become suspicious, or if it's the sign of the times. The last 3 years, we found out so much of the stuff that has been reported in the news, online, and on TV has just been skewed a little bit to fit into certain narratives. So it's like, what do you want? What do we believe?
Yeah.
That's why. Just watch Bravo, man.
Because know it's not true.
You know it's not true.
You know going in, you're not going to be let down. You're not going to be disappointed.
Just watch HGTV, old Chip and Joanna, and you watch Bravo.
I'm sad that Mama June's not coming back. I'm sure she's not. She's got so many problems.
Oh, she gone.
Oh.
Yeah, she's gone.
And I think there was even, and I know we never talked seriously about Mama June, but Mama June, definitely drug problems. And some other legal problems that she's going to with her boyfriend, who is just a real winner.
Which, didn't see any of those coming.
Nope. And I don't know.
But nothing is as good as the first maybe three seasons of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. You couldn't.
It was already so over the top
because it wasn't. We had never seen anything like that on TV.
There's a video of Honey Boo Boo. What's her real name?
Alana.
Thank you. I'm glad you had that right.
It's right there.
But there's a video of her pretending like she's snorting coke, but she's mad at her mom.
That's fantastic.
Right.
Unbelievable.
She was mad at her mom, and so she pretended like she was doing it, pretending to be her. Just like, you're such an idiot. This is what you do all day. Da 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 da. And it's like, oh my god. But I can't even remember. How old is Alana now?
Well, she was 10, I think, when they were doing the show. So I don't know.
I would know. It's been so long since I've actually seen her in real life.
But honestly, the first few episodes, first few seasons of that show, then it kind of went downhill, But they with Mama June and yelling, cussing out the gnats on the train track and sneezing from her allergies and having to walk through the bedroom. Everybody has to walk through the bedroom to take a dump in the bathroom. It was just such a train wreck. It was just the best.
I'll just never forget them making sketty.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'll never
squirting the ketchup in.
A big thing of butter and ketchup and just I'll never forget. Here's a picture of Honey Boo Boo now.
Yeah.
She's like almost full grown.
Yeah. Yeah.
She should be. I guess.
Probably 26. It's been a minute.
No, she's not. She's not 26.
And then her sister had that baby with a sixth finger. And again, didn't see that coming. Yeah, she had like a forked thumb, like two thumbs.
She did.
Wouldn't you let that ride?
She said,
and the production company.
She's only 13.
What? Oh, well, she must have been a lot.
She was like 5
than,
or 6, I think, when she was competing in the.
In the pageants. Yeah, because she was on that one creepy show.
Yeah.
If the production company that made that show, everybody that's in TV, radio, whatever, they are always looking for that, oh my gosh, part of the production. Like, this is going to hook people in. When they were in that production meeting, when they got the results back that baby that was being born to someone in that family had 11 fingers, you can't. The executive producer had to start crying. Like, this is gold.
I know you couldn't write it.
You couldn't write it.
If you did, nobody'd believe it.
You're like, well, that's too stereotypical.
I haven't seen any of them. They've been doing a good job staying out of the headlines.
Yeah, probably good. After Sugar Bear had his rage there at the reunion for Hot or Not. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's that.
So that's a happy Monday. This is dropped on a Monday.
Is this a Monday? Oh, wow.
This is the equivalent of the warm Diet Coke in the bottom of the thing. That's what we do.
The
But
backwash.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the back. Oh.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
We do appreciate that.
We do. Episode 182 is done.
Is that halfway? That'd be 364.
So it's not quite halfway.
Halfway through tomorrow's will be.
Yes. Well, halfway through tomorrow's episode, we will mark the halfway point of our first year. Thanks for
Awesome.
listening.
Thank you.
Pat and JT Podcast. A Parkville Media Production.